All right, well, hello. Here's video, I think, number 3 in the series. This time we're going to look at percentage increase and decrease, and then we're going to have a look at GST at the end. So remember, this is the last slide. At the end of the last slide, I'll tell you to pause so that you can get the notes down in your notebook. Okay? All right, so first of all, let's have a look at how to calculate a percentage or a decrease. When you do this, it's pretty easy. What you do is you'll usually be given two amounts and asked for what percentage it was. The first thing you do is you find the difference between the two amounts. Now, if you remember difference, you know that means subtract one minus the other, okay? And then this is the hard bit. When you look at the two amounts you've been given, you've got to think about which one was the original amount, okay? All right, so if it's a discount, the original amount will have been the bigger one, but if it's an increase, the original amount will have been the first one, the lower one. So you've got to read for meaning for that one. But think, what was the original that the person or the thing started out of? And then, of course, because we're finding a percentage, we multiply by 100. Okay, so let's have a look at this. First one, Mike's wages increased from $11 to $13.50 an hour. So the first thing I'm going to do is work out the difference or the increase, okay? So that, the increase, of course, is the difference. And if you have a look, the difference between $13.50 and $11 is, of course, $2.50. Now, to do the percentage increase, I'm going to put that difference, the $2.50, over what was the original. So I wonder which the original, was it the $11 or the $13.50? Got it. It's the $11 because it said it increased from. So that's the thing. So the $2.50, there it is. There's the original, and then I'm going to times it by 100, and that will tell you that he's had a 22.7% increase. Okay, question number 2. A car was originally bought for $4,500, was resold for $2,800. What was the percentage decrease? Okay, so what are we going to do first? That's right, we're going to find the difference. Okay, so the difference is 4,500 minus 2,800. We've got to work out the original. Now, the original price it was bought for was $4,500. So that's what's going to end up on the bottom. So here's my difference. Here's my 4,500. That is the original. This time it's the highest amount. And if you work it out, then it's a 37.8% decrease. Okay, right, see the difference? Good. Okay, so the key here is if you're looking at the question, it obviously says something about the percent. What was the percentage, or what was the percent? Okay. Now, the second part of this little quick thing is to have a look at GST, which is Goods and Services Tax. Now, we're very lucky in New Zealand because when you go to a store, you don't have to add tax on like you do in America. The price that's actually on the docket, or price that's on the price tag, is actually including GST. And GST started quite a few years ago now. It started at 10%, then it went up to 12.5%, and currently it's 15%, and it gets added onto anything you buy. Obviously not on Trade Me unless it's a seller, and any service. So that's anything where you get a service. So you may not get a product, but you get something like your hair done, or you get a plumber in, or a doctor. Okay, so a service, it's added onto that. And if you have a look at any receipt, it'll always say how much was the GST at the end, because the person who sold it to you or did the service has to send that in as part of their taxes. All right, here we go. Now it's a tax of 15%. Okay, now the easiest way to do that is to use this little diagram. If you have GST, then in order to put it on, you have to multiply by 1.15, and take it off, you need to divide by 1.15, and you need to be a bit careful of the words here. This is GST exclusive, means it doesn't have it in, and this is GST inclusive. Okay, all right, so you know, right? So when you see the wording, if it says GST inclusive, it means it's already got its tax in. So like if you bought a pie from the tuck shop, it would be GST inclusive. It's already got the GST in. If you went and bought something from a office furniture or Max or something, then they would probably have to put the GST on for you. So let's show you how this works. If you have a look at this 0.15 here, that is actually the 15%. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to calculate the GST inclusive price if the original, we've been given the exclusive price. So $112 is actually this one here. Okay, so in order to do that, I need to put GST on. So I'm going to multiply by 1.15. Yep, that arrow there. So there we go. Oh, sorry, I kind of wrote over that. So if it was inclusive price, it's now going to be $128.80 is what you're going to have to pay. Second question says, an item sold for $136 already includes GST, so that's up here. How much is the GST paid? So two questions there. So first of all, I've already got the included amount, so this time I'm going to divide because I've got to get back to how much it was. All right, so let's have a look at that. So that tells me that originally was $118.26 before the tax was added. Now to work out how much tax was added, it's very simple. You just take the difference between the two amounts. So $136 minus $118.26 equals $17.74. Got it? Cool. This little diagram I often put onto a test paper. So I have a little arrow and I go pre, post, and I do 1 times 1.15 and then divided by 1.15. Okay, so let's do a summary for your notes book. We know that percentage increase or decrease, okay, is equal to the difference over the original times 100. Okay, perfect. Second thing we need to know is GST is 15%, and if we have GST excluded or exclusive, and we've got GST inclusive, then in order to put it on, I have to times by 1.15, and to take it off, I have to divide by 1.15, and the difference is the actual tax I pay. All right, so just pop that down in your notes book very carefully and then go on with the exercises. All right, are you ready to pause? So I wish you goodbye. Pause it right now.